After I watched Monty Don and his gorgeous hands roll out his turf, and then he had a lovely trip to the garden centre with me mum, I thought, let's do the garden. I had a cup of tea, bit of toast, took Molly outside with me, and I just decided to have a little look around the garden. All my beautiful tulips were in good full flow, and there's a nice bit of flowering at the top of that fence there, and there's a blue tit nest, and I'm sure of it. The sun decided to come out, and I was in my little element, feeding my soul with the goodness of my garden. Decided to get up off my fat bottom. These sweet peas aren't growing as nicely as I thought, and there's some basil there from a supermarket that has died. Went over to my vegetable crop, they're doing quite well. And my lovely little fountain from last year before it became a really big craze on Temu. There's my lovely biennial. Who would have thought? I know what a biennial is, and it's growing really well in my garden. Did a little bit of deadheading. Decided to go back and have a little look what was in the back of the garden. I've got a nice little shelf, got my perlite out, looking like a true professional with that, and rolled up my pots. Got my gloves on, and I was away. Well, these I thought were 50p. They were actually £4.50, so they better look nice. Realised everything in here is now absolutely dry as a bone, so I'm really pleased that it's still all alive, and I'm going to have to rescue it today. Close that back up for a bit, get my grit out and get my compost. Did I grow any blue poppies? I don't think I did, but there's a slight sign of one growing there, so I'm going to leave it a few more days. Started to dig around in this little pile of rubbish, and then I'll make some nice feed in a minute. But again, sat on my bum for a little bit. Then I decided to get some grit, put it in a bowl, and then mix the grit with a little bit of compost. These didn't work out, so off they pop into the pile of rubbish, which is soon to be with the rest of the plants. Get some perlite out, because when you put perlite it looks like you know what you're doing, and it looks like there's a nice little bit of snow everywhere, which creates a nice little bit of warmth in every garden. So pop that in there. Apparently it aerates your soil, so I'll usually give that a little bit of a mix, and at this point I realised that I only had my left hand to mix because my right hand had the camera in. So I'm just doing a little bit mixing. Yeah, get all that mixed in there. Might be a bit of charcoal at the bottom of this pot. And it's starting to rain. And I thought, should I stay out? Should I go back in? No, I'm staying out. Got my pots and decided to put a little tea bag at the bottom because someone told me it helps with drainage. And also I use a lot of tea bags. Again, admired my tulips and started to put all of the waste in the bottom of my pots. And then I got my sunflowers and started taking them out. With a bit of grit, makes everything look a bit decorative. Also makes me look like I know what I'm doing. Rescued this lovely beef tomato plant for 50p. It's on its way out, but let's just shot a little bit of grit on there. Again, may it survive, who knows. Decided to create a lovely little salad box, and then I filled up my bird bath, because there's a lovely little sparrow that comes every day for a bath. Molly wanted to go in because it was raining, and then she decided to pop to the door and tell me she wanted to come out again. That mirror is disgusting, it needs to go up. What did I do with these nasturtiums? Follow for part 2.